Good afternoon. It is January 23rd, and this is Sam, aka Batman, coming to you from Georgetown, Texas. I have 47 days until I fly out of Austin for Atlanta, spend the night in Atlanta, get picked up by Ron Brown, the shuttle driver, taken up to Amicalola, and then stepping off from Springer. He's going to drive me to the Stamp Gap trailhead, and I will hike south to Springer on March 12th. So 48 days until I actually get on the trail. Really looking forward to it, starting to dial in all my gear. What I wanted to do today was talk about my clothing, both the clothing that I will be wearing on the day I step off, the clothing that I will be carrying with me, my rain gear and Puffy, and then the clothing that I will be changing into as the weather gets warmer, generally sometime around late April, early May. Again, it will depend on the weather. That being said, let's get started. Okay, let's get started. First up is my Puffy, which is the Enlightened Equipment, I think it's called a Torrid. This is actually my second one, same color. Really like this Puffy. I used it on my 22 attempted through hike, kept me warm all through March and April. I will carry this the entire way, simply because, you know, as you get further north, evenings do get a little cold, and it's always good to have a Puffy with you. Next up are a pair of REI rain mittens. They're Gore-Tex rain mittens. I'll wear those only when it's raining really hard. Up above that are my rain pants by Marmot. I've had these rain pants probably for close to 10 years. They're starting to develop some holes, but they have a lot of the features that I like in rain pants, particularly for use during inclement weather. You can put these rain pants on and take them off over your boots without taking your boots off. Plus they have zippered side pockets. And then on top of that is my Z-Pack rain jacket. Used this rain jacket a lot over the last 3 years, not this one in particular, because my original Z-Pack's rain jacket didn't develop any holes or anything, but the seam along the bottom of the pocket separated, and Z-Packs was kind enough to send me an entirely new rain jacket. So that will be in my pack. It's light, it's compressible, and it keeps you protected. You'll see pictures of me with it on some of my YouTube videos. Next in line is my sleep gear. Down at the bottom, I have a pair of booties, down booties by, I think it's called Goose Feet. I don't like to sleep with socks on, but I can sleep with the down booties on. And on especially cold nights, they do keep your feet warm. I've got because I have a quilt without a hood, I wear a beanie at night, regardless of what the temperature is, just keeps your head warm. I've got a pair of Patagonia leggings for use only in the tent and probably around town as well while I'm washing clothes. Above that is a Patagonia mid-layer. These again are all my sleep clothes. Going over to the left at the top are a pair of Smart Will boxers, a Cool Max tee by Patagonia, a set of quick drying shorts. My socks are Injinji toe socks and Darn Tough Crews. I will probably switch to the mini crews as the weather gets warmer. I have not had a blister since I started wearing Injinji toe socks. Not one blister. Next up is a pair of gloves. I really like these gloves. Are nice. They're warm. They're by Manzilla, I think is the name of the company. The problem is they're a little bit heavier and they're not that compressible. So I am exploring other possibilities for gloves. There's a pair of, these are old, I think they might be by Patagonia, glove liners. My North Face beanie, a Buff by, I think it's by Buff. A neck gaiter by Buff. I'm not certain if I'm going to take this along. I did not take it along on my 22 trip and didn't miss it at all. These are my camp shoes. Again, this is an item that might be on the chopping block, particularly in the colder months, but we'll see. I did carry these both on my JMT hike and on my 22 AT attempted through hike. Okay, next up are the clothes that I'm going to be wearing. First is a Patagonia t-shirt, Cool Max t-shirt. Next are trousers. I've narrowed it down. There are two trousers. These are by Prana. I wore these in 22, really like them. I like leggings that are pants that have cargo pockets that are zipped, and also have a zipper along the bottom of the legs so that you can get in and out of your pants without having to take your boots or shoes off. These are, I'm not even certain who these are by. These might be by Outdoor Research, but I've worn these a lot recently. The few trips that I went on this summer I wore. They're a little bit more rain resistant, a little heavier duty, and I am leaning towards these for the upcoming trip. But I did wear these in 22 and I had no complaints about them. Pair of Smartwill boxers, a Patagonia mid-layer, and then, I've got to reach across here, excuse me. This is by Armor All. I got the idea for this from Wild on the Trail. First of all, it's less expensive than a lot of the other hoodies, and I do have other hoodies. It's got a built-in face mask, so you don't have to worry about carrying an extra face mask. It cinches down at the bottom. It's got a small pocket, zippered pocket, which is great for when you're going around town. You can stick your wallet in it. Really highly recommend if you can find this. It was a little bit difficult to find, but I swear by this now. As far as shoes are concerned, I'm going to start out, I think, with the Topo. I think these are called the Traverse. They're a little bit more heavy duty than my Ultra Lone Peaks. And I really have been sad since they moved up on from the Lone Peak 5s. But at some point I will be switching in to Lone Peak 6s. I think right now, I took a look. I considered doing the 8s, but I have 3 or 4 pairs of the Lone Peak 6s, so I'm going to use those up. I've got one more pair of the Topos coming in, and I'll probably use these at the beginning of the hike, first 300 or 400 miles, and then at the end of the hike going through New Hampshire, because they're a little more solid and I think offer a little bit more protection than the Lone Peaks do. Though I love Lone Peaks. I'm wearing a pair right now. I wore them on the JMT, and I wore them on most of my attempted AT Thru-Hike in 22. My socks will be Darn Toughs and Injinji, toe socks. I may switch to the Mini Cruise at some point. I've got a pair of Zensa foot compression sleeves. Helps with plantar fasciitis. A pair of calf compression sleeves. My pants, starting when the weather gets warmer, are REI. I think they're called convertible pants. And I'll switch to those because I can, take off the bottoms and carry them as shorts. They have cargo pockets that I don't know if they're zippered or no, they're Velcroed. They also have zippers on each leg. Right now I have an OR Outdoor Research hoodie. I am looking at a hoodie by Darwin's company. They don't have any in stock right now, so I've got to wait and see if they get them in stock before I leave. But I've used the hoodie by OR Outdoor Research a number of times. I used it on my attempted thru-hike in 22 and also on my thru-hike of the JMT. So that is it. Still a couple of decisions to make. You know, the one problem that most people do make with clothing is we take too much clothing. And I'm even thinking right now that this might be too much clothing. I'm trying to figure out what I can get rid of. I would start with my sleep gear. I'm a warm sleeper, so I don't really get cold. So I may be able to dispense with the leggings, for instance. I think that's it. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to drop me a line. If you like this video, I would appreciate a thumbs up, and I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel. Take care. See you soon. Take care.